Hey everyone, my name is Chris Martin. I helped create Lifeway Social, and this week on the Lifeway Social Insider video, we're going to talk about a blog post written by Kyle Martin, who's actually my brother. He wrote it on the Lifeway Social blog this week. He manages the social media for a minor league baseball team in South Carolina, so he has a wide diversity of experience. He's doing a lot of social media work, but he's also doing a lot of kind of event work. Every home game is an event that he is working, so he has a lot of unique experience, and he manages the social media for that minor league baseball team. So even though he's not in a nonprofit or a church or something like that, a lot of the skills and advice that he has do transfer regardless of what space you're working in. So he wrote a blog post this week called 5 Mistakes Organizations Make on Twitter. And I apologize if I sound funny or if I cough. My allergies are being funny this week. So 5 mistakes organizations make on Twitter. So I'll run through these and kind of give my own spin on them because I agree with what he wrote, but I'll just kind of give my thoughts on each of these 5 mistakes. So number 1, not being social. So a while back, Kyle wrote a blog post about the fact that social media is called social media for a reason. You should be social on social media. Posting content, videos, blog posts, whatever, is fine. Like, that's great. That's what the bulk of your content is probably going to be. But if you're not using social media to actually interact with other people, you're leaving a lot of value and effectiveness on the table when it comes to social media. So engage with people who follow you or post your content, like your content, whatever else. Engage with people, build relationships with people as much as you can online. Second, the second mistake organizations make on Twitter, and really this one applies to all platforms, but Twitter specifically, not monitoring it constantly. Now, take time off. Don't feel like you got to have your phone open to Twitter all the time. But if you're the primary manager of a social media account, for your organization or for a specific, team or product or church, whatever, you should have notifications turned on probably, just so that if someone's tweeting at you or complaining about you or something like that, you're able to know in real time that it's happening. If you don't have the notifications turned on, then it takes more work to go out and find it and figure out what people are saying. It's just probably better if you can have notifications turned on. Turn them off when you are doing family time or doing what, take time away. I'm not saying that you need to be on it like all the time. But you need to be pretty aware because Twitter especially is an engagement platform where people may come with complaints or concerns or critiques, things like that. So be aware, be observing as much as you can. Third, not hopping on trends. So Twitter is a global communication platform in a way that Facebook or Instagram, those tend to be more local. Those tend to be more people interacting with people they know. Twitter tends to be more people interacting with others around the world or famous people or things like that. And it's also a big place for trends, like whether it be for good or for ill. Social or Twitter is a place where discussions around trends happen more often than other places. And so your organization could take advantage of that. And if the trend has something to do with what your organization is about, you should maybe engage with that. Relatedly, the 4th mistake organizations make is they hop on too many trends. So you should not be hopping into a trend if it has nothing to do with your organization's mission or what you're trying to do. Or I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, but I can't. If there's some trend going on that has no application to what you're doing, just stay away from it. One of the most cringy things on Twitter or social media in general is organizations trying to be hip or cool and hopping into a trend that has nothing to do with what they're trying to do. It's just oh man, it's like your parent saying, it's like a parent using the cool lingo of their children or whatever. It's just man, I see what you're trying to do, but that's really awkward and weird. So the 3rd and 4th mistakes organizations make are not hopping into trends enough and hopping on too many. So find a balance there. Figure out if there are trends that are appropriate to engage with from the perspective of your organization. Pick those and play into those, and then stay away from the ones that aren't really applicable. And the fifth and final mistake organizations make on Twitter. There are certainly more, but in this blog post Kyle wrote, this is the last one. He said, not establishing a voice. this is true across platforms, but Twitter for sure as well. You need to establish a voice on Twitter. Like on my personal account, I'm guilty. My voice on Twitter is my personal voice. It's like I don't only post about social media. I post about baseball or video games or all kinds of stuff. My voice is it's me in that it's consistent, but it's not like, oh, I'm only going to post about social or I'm only going to post about this or that. Your church or your organization should have a voice, a distinct voice. We don't tweet about this from the church account, or we don't tweet about that from the organization account. So establish a voice, maintain the voice, stick to it, and it'll make you more effective.